Turn my headphones up. Louder.
Ooh, yeah. Here we go. Daily Dose, episode 44. We got a
44.
special... 44.
44.
How old you are?
37.
We got a very special Congo maniac in the building, brother. Jeff, Cake and Bacon. Wiseman?
Weinstock.
Weinstock. He goes by Cake and Bacon. He goes by the Pastry Thief. He also has a special guest in the building of the Man Cave. Who we got back there, man?
We got my oldest son, Evan.
Why is Evan here today?
Well, Evan and I are hanging out this weekend, and he's taking a class currently where they're doing podcasts and broadcasting. And so I thought, for future reference, it would be interesting for him to see it, but also get a little extra credit in class when I get a phone call, which will be happening next week.
You're welcome. You're about to experience a podcast that started without a plan, without a vision, out of love, out of just doing something to do something with the vision behind it, and it's grown to this. I said it before, we started out with GoPros, we started out with fake mics, and now we've elevated. We got a beautiful backdrop that has a meaning to everything, and now we have your father here. So with that being said, how we get down and dirty at this podcast there, son? This is our guy, Dwight Manfredi. Okay? We're going to give a big shout out to our sponsors. Legends, I got to get more of these shorts. These are the only ones I have that they gave me, but I fucking love them.
Yeah, I pointed out. Yeah, those are dope.
Yeah, he likes those. Discount Congo 20. Shout out to Regal Pools. I don't know if you're going to build a pool in the back of your house, but we can probably build a mini pool for you.
It's in the works, but you know, I need a couple of years. I gotta get caught up.
Phoebe Warren, all your Compass realty needs and deadlifting needs. She's the lady. Diane Ginsburg. Big shout out to Dougie. He's been working his ass off.
They're great.
Training. Great people. Diane, keep helping everybody in the gym. She just helped out, who else was it? I think Christian's girlfriend.
Yes.
She's helping people left and right. So anti-aging, all that stuff. Who else am I missing, Aaron?
Sebastian Plumbing.
Oh yeah, Sebastian. Is still in Barcelona, Spain? Where the hell did he go? Anyways, he must have got lost on one of the toilets.
He's got a sound system in that truck.
Oh yeah, he's got a 6 sound system.
I mean, he rolls.
Do you see the bumper on that thing?
Yeah.
Bumpers now. It's actually a badass
van.
van.
He didn't play. I mean, he rolls up just thumping.
And not only does it roll up just like that, he parks that thing like it's a freaking Porsche Turbo.
No, he's a pro.
How does he fit? If we get the video, we're going to get the video somehow of Sebastian. If you don't trust this guy with the plumbing, you should, because the way he drives and he gets in and out of those things and the parking spots that are at the gym, how tight they are. Wow.
I can't do it. I'm in like a funk right now. I got to pull up and back out.
He's in a funk because he bought another Ford.
Yeah.
Patrick Chastain Ford, unofficial
Patrick Chastain
sponsor.
Ford hooked me up.
I roasted 2 Mustangs on the way here the past couple of days. I let everybody know. But anyways, neither here nor there. Congo maniac, loyal client of ours. He's been through some adversity. He's a entrepreneur. He is kind enough to bring us his cake and bacon.
Yeah. Got you a carrot cake. Got you a small one. It's your favorite. With pineapple. Shout out to Alan Fallick.
That's going down tonight. Carrot cake. Anything special you would like to talk about this for you?
It's the best carrot cake in the city. I mean, hands down. I mean, nobody said otherwise.
Best carrot cake in the city.
Best carrot cake in the
city. You heard it here first on the Daily Dose. Oh, you see that? Damn, you should have brought me a hat. I would have wore your hat.
I can make it happen.
I would have wore the hat during the pod. And then also, what else we got in here, man?
I bought a bunch of bread for you. I know you and Priscilla enjoy it, so we got a ciabatta slipper. This is all our market bread. So we do farmers markets on the weekends. It's Cranberry Walnut or Memorial Village Farmers Market and Urban Harvest on Saturdays. That is jalapeno cheddar, sourdough base. Starter's 25 years old. And then we do the Heights Market every other Sunday.
What else we got?
Chocolate cherry sourdough. Let's see, we got a brioche white sugared apricot. That's pretty good. We have a garlic rosemary. Yep, garlic rosemary. Some savory stuff. It's pretty good. That's the cran walnut. No,
Ooh,
the other one,
cran-
the oblong cranberry walnut. It's good for chicken salad and tuna fish. It's good. Toast in the morning.
Damn, I like this one.
Yeah,
Oh, what's this one? Something.
that's our focaccia.
Woo!
That's our focaccia. So tomato, jalapeno. Toast that up. It's really good. That's really good.
All right, I'm back.
Show that carrot cake one more time. Make sure it's up above the sups.
Look at the producer finally.
We got a sun dried. We got one more in there. We got a sun dried tomato.
Where did you want it?
Is there one more in there?
Just open it back up and just make sure we can.
Make sure it doesn't fall on you, Sly.
Yeah, try and angle it if you can. Just yeah, there you go. Get the there we go. Good.
Evan, hand me the one on your knee. Turn it towards me. That's the sun-dried tomato.
Sun-dried
Right.
tomato.
So Max makes it look like an eyeball with the way the cheese is. Kind of exploded in the middle.
Exploded.
So enjoy.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you for coming on. I appreciate you for bringing that. We'll get to talking about some things. No alcohol for you today, correct?
None.
All right. So
No.
with that being said, I'm going to give you I'm assuming you've had the pink lemonade, yeah?
I've not had the pink lemonade
Ooh,
yet.
he hasn't
I
had the
know.
pink lemonade.
I've been waiting to burn through what I got to get there.
You're going to get in a nice glass.
Nice.
Ow.
Oh yeah. Am I waiting for you to pour
Subs.
something?
Yeah. So should I go with Terramana? And then Halima got me this. It's very smooth.
What's
You know
that
what?
one
This is
about?
I don't know. If she was here, she's still in Greece, kicking ass over there with Nancy.
Yeah.
Surprised you didn't do that.
I mean, it's school. It's tough. The dates are tough,
God damn it.
right?
It's your fault.
So-
It's your fault.
I did Panama though, with them.
Oh, I think I do remember that.
Yeah, that was a really good time. That was interesting. It was nice. Yeah.
Well, anyways, Halima was kicking ass over there. She got me this, and then we're gonna do it up in the. I know you'd appreciate that.
Yep. No, I like that.
I think she gets back tomorrow.
I mean, they're deep in the Med.
It's
I didn't
beautiful.
realize that island was that deep.
It's beautiful there.
Yeah.
Man. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, Daily Dose episode
44.
44.
Cheers.
Cake and bacon. Appreciate you coming on, my brother.
That's tasty. That's recovery.
Yeah, that's the Warrior, baby.
Nice.
That's the Warrior. And the Benjamin Blue, that's yours as well. I've already brought a water.
I've been waiting to try that.
We good? You know, the Warrior, you said that's the recovery, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of products out there that you need to take this, this, and this. Well, guess what? Congo made a product that has it all. What were you just saying? Your kids are taking it too? And he's
Yeah,
taking...
so Ellis is in a soccer tournament right now up in Austin. And, you know, the tournaments, they play back-to-back. It's also very hot outside. And so I sent him up there with some recovery. And in the last game, which they just won, you know, they played 2 yesterday and then early this morning. He didn't get subbed out at all. And the recovery made the difference for him. And I talked to him about it. And he recognizes that. And so, you know, he starts out with like a half scoop, right? Because he's just, you know,
Yeah.
a little careful about it, you know, being 11. But it makes a world of difference. I mean, he feels it on the field. And he'll say as much. So
I love
it. Works.
It tastes good. I
It
like
works.
it.
It tastes
There
good.
you go.
You know, kids are fickle.
Get rid of the Gatorade. Get rid of the Prime. We're working on getting the ready to drinks. I know we're not a big time company yet, but we will be there.
Gotta start
Do
somewhere.
you take any of it? What flavor do you like? Oh, the question is, do you actually know what the flavors are? Or are you just lying?
Whatever dad drinks.
Or whatever my dad drinks.
He likes the sour gummy.
Okay.
Yeah. Sour gummy and the orange one. Crush?
The Warrior or the Wild? Recovery or the pre-workout?
Both.
All right.
He takes
all
both.
right.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
taste test wins. I think what's cool too is man, you've seen us grow. What you started with us during COVID, right?
Yeah, towards the tail end. You guys had just opened.
Okay, so you came into the gym then. You weren't doing any rooftop stuff, right?
No, no.
So I think what's cool on your perspective that I'm looking forward to hearing is seeing the growth of where we got to and where we're going to and what just transpired with the new gym coming up. And then also your growth and the years that I've known you and seeing your evolution, and just from an entrepreneur standpoint, getting back to the nitty gritty stuff, just the evolution of Cake and Bacon, how it started, all the ups and the downs and the leases and things that have occurred in your life and
Sure.
what's kind of gone on. But first and foremost, I want to give you your flowers first. You're here. I know you've been through some obstacles and some situations that could have went this way for you,
Sure.
but you chose to persevere and come to Congo every day and work out every day, and we're focused on your mental health and your physical health. And I just want to say I'm proud of you for making it this far, and just keep going up.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Say less, man. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
so what ultimately got you into bread?
So at the time, I was running a butcher shop, and the customers, how it worked out is I built certain relationships with certain customers. And one of the relationships was with my partner, Max, and he was the head baker and sous chef at Weights and Measures. And we just connected. And over time, I was ready to leave the butcher shop and start something, and he was ready to get out of the restaurant. He's got a daughter. Restaurant industry is not kind of the family life, at all.
What year was this?
This was 2015.
Okay.
And so we started talking, and, we came up with an idea of what we wanted to do. And as you know, looking for places is not easy. And as you look, time runs out, money's running out. You got to figure out what it is you're going to do. And so we found a spot on Fondren and Braeswood that was like a cake place. It was a second-gen restaurant, which is important when you're starting a business in our industry because it's less money you have to invest.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, a grease trap is super expensive. And so we just bought a bunch of stuff and just threw it in there. It was 1,200 square feet, and the goal was to sell bread and to do charcuterie. And we just went for it. It was just the two of us. And we started out with like 3 customers. Our first month we made $1,200, and that's it. Now, we make, mid 7 figures, which is huge. We're 9 years in. And so, he got a starter going, he got the products going, and I would go out and make deliveries and do sales and the books. And, we started hiring guys. And one of the funny things was when we started making bread deliveries, we didn't have any baskets. Like, of all the stuff that we were paying attention to, we had no way to deliver the bread. We didn't have any bread racks. So I had to go around and sneak behind, like, schools and grocery stores, snag racks when we first started.
By any means.
By any means, And, we just started just chipping away, hitting doors. And because we came from the industry and we knew people in there, we had an opportunity and, to walk in and pitch people, with references. And it just built from there.
Was there ever a doubt and all that of like when you first made that, was it $1,200 you said?
Mm-hmm.
You started the business, you're going into this whole venture, and that was your first payout. Were you ever like, man, I'm never going to be able to make it? Or what was your ultimate driving force to get you that?
It does. I mean, I don't know if it was, we're not going to make it. It's, you got to work harder. I was already working 20, 22-hour days, like flat out, just stressed out, trying to make it work. You just got to work harder, and smarter. And the smarter part comes later, right? Because you want to be able to do everything and anything, but less is more, is a lesson that you have to learn. And delegating that. And so it was touch and go. It's wholesale, it's bread, it's volume, right?
And Houston.
Yeah.
Big market.
Yeah, it's a big market.
So how did you get yourself into the bigger doors? Like, I know you have these restaurants or the farmers markets. Like, how did you ultimately get in? Did your brand just become that good that your name was getting around?
I think it's that. There's that.
Doors?
And when we came in, there was only 2 bakeries, right? So when you were at one and you were tired of their bullshit, you would go to the other. And then the same thing, and then go back. And people were going back and forth. And we came right up the middle, right? It was a fresh take. Industry guys, people knew us. We had the references. We were asking for references, whether they gave it to us or not. I would research a restaurant and notice if someone was a friend, and just say, "Oh yeah, so and so said it might be a good fit." So I just wanted to stop in, during conversation, whether it was true or not.
Yeah.
You know, I needed to get in the door.
And this wasn't, you didn't use any type of tech or social media really, were you? This is more of like.
We had some, social media getting started, but you still got to get out there. I mean, chefs aren't busy looping through, Instagram. We got to do that. I would just, you got to research their menu. You get on Instagram to see what dishes they have, and then you can show up. I know the schedules of chefs. I know when they're going to talk. I know when their days off are. And if you show up and you've put forth the effort of, oh, well, he's researched my menu. This is what we're doing. They're more in line to talk to you.
Yeah.
Right. Now, sometimes I'll go in there and I'll just get samples. What are you currently using? If they've called us, I'll walk in and get samples and give them our take on what they're currently using.
Yeah. And then you recently I wouldn't say recently. When were we just there? I think it was a year ago. Mm-hmm. You just opened up a new factory. Is it a bigger factory or
it's
another
bigger.
location?
So we were in 1,200 square feet. It was not a nice place to work. I mean, we were running at a loss 24/7. And again,
hear that? You said running at a loss, right?
Oh yeah, running at a loss.
Running out of a loss. So like that means he ain't winning, and it's a crapshoot.
$3 in the bank account. I mean, it was a nightmare.
So what ultimately?
So it took us 2 years to find the spot. COVID set a lot of stuff back. We got the wrong contractor. We got set back by 16 weeks. But eventually it worked out, and we got it done. We got it in. So we went from 1,200 square feet with 900 usable square feet of space to 5,000 square feet, which was a huge jump. And now we've just expanded and taken the whole building. So now we have 7,000 square feet.
Nice.
And so, we're able. One of the things people do in the bakery business is when they scale up, they fast track everything. They mechanize everything. And that's not how we started. And we didn't want to do that. That's our lane is handmade product, no chemicals, right? Proofing on the floor, giving it time to give you the best quality product. So when we moved in, we slowed everything down, and we had the space to do it, to make a better quality product with the same price that we're selling it for.
When you say no chemicals, like with everything that's going on now, what do you mean by no chemicals in bread?
When you go to the grocery store, the loaves of bread sit on the shelf. They have molderators in them to keep them from molding. They have extenders to make it last longer, to sit on the counter. We don't put those chemicals in our product.
Huh? How do you tell it if it's in there now? Is it in the ingredients?
Well, I mean, it's in the ingredient list. If you look at the labels, I mean, it's a paragraph of stuff. If you look at the labels on that bread, it's flour, water, salt, yeast, and
Toss me one.
Whatever particulate is in there.
You're a quarterback? I'm about to say.
Black Label.
Where's it at? Oh, wow.
So that's it.
Flour, water, salt, yeast, and malt.
And so how we're successful is we only produce what's ordered. We don't store bread. It's not in the freezer. It's not on the shelf. If you miss an order, you're SOL, right? But we produce it daily, and we deliver it fresh every day.
Was there a life shelf on that? When do you throw it away? Do you throw it away?
So
do you freeze it?
Since we deliver it every day, right? Depending on the space that restaurant has, they can store it in the kitchen, right? They can store it in the cooler, and it does freeze well, right? But if you have your PARs down, which is how much usage of bread you have, you can set a standing order, and we'll just deliver it. So you do a little heavy, so you carry over into the next day. So by the time we deliver, if you got stuff going out, we just come back in and replenish it.
And are you overseeing all this? Are you making it all now? Or what's like a day in the life now that you're rocking and rolling? What's like?
I'm more of an executive now. I have had things taken from me, so I can focus more on more important roles. So I delivered every day for the first 3 years.
What's that schedule like?
That's, at the time, putting these two in their car seats at 7 o'clock at night and going and running a 3-hour delivery of pastries at coffee shops. Once they got into school or daycare, I would go back, load up the truck, and make the delivery, and then clean out the truck and do all that. So I did that for 3 years. Mm-hmm. Then the books,
I don't do the
collections. Not good. So I did. What started happening was when I had to interact with the owners, on a sales level, but then also collections. For whatever reason, no matter how nice I thought I sounded, it just didn't vibe well.
Looking to turn the backyard into the hangout spot for the summer? Regal Pools is Houston's premier award-winning residential pool builder. Congo tough, I like to say. From luxury design to flawless construction. If you can dream it, Riga Pools can build it. Book a consultation today.
Right, trying to collect money. And so, and doing the books, you know, I'm not an accountant, but I could only do it to a certain point.
Yeah.
So I created, I hired an office assistant named Angela, and she was a figment of my imagination. I needed to create a buffer between me and my customer.
Yeah.
Right? So if something did happen, all the blame goes here, and then I could come over the top and kind of calm things out.
Oh, yeah. Dude, if I had to do it, there's no way I could run this business. Like, you're telling me to do the books and collect, and there's no way. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I always talk about it all the time, how blessed I am to be able to do what I'm doing and have everybody a role.
Yeah, everyone's got to. And Max, you know, Max and I work together very well. He handles production. You know, he's got the crew in there, his recipes, right, and handles the customers, you know, for ordering, right, and it works.
Yeah.
You know, it takes the load off. So you know, then we got managers that oversee everybody else, and we can offload onto them so we can do other things, right? So a day in the life is I'm constantly checking emails, checking numbers, you know, where are our margins, what are our top sellers, and then going out and creating sales, and just I feed the beast. You know, that's my role.
There were times too, because you know I'm up early. You were out delivering the time or finishing delivering when the times I'm up. What was that?
Both.
Is that what it was?
Both, yeah.
Yeah, I get a random text at 4 a.m. or something. Boom, boom. I'm out delivering. I thought I'd see you at the trail. I thought I'd see you there. Or then there'd be times where, bum up, I see him.
Yeah, driving down Memorial.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a white truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I think that was one of the things where like I gain respect without really knowing it yet. But like, this guy comes in and puts fucking massive work at the gym, and while I'm working out, he's doing his job, and he comes to the gym, busts his ass. So that's where like I gained a lot of respect from you from that standpoint. Do you think, you know, with Bacha, with AI and stuff, is artificial intelligence a place that can take what you do away?
For factory bread, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because you know, these guys, if they mix the dough, it can be all computerized.
Fuck.
Right? But that's on a bigger scale, and we're in a lane of more craftsmanship and artisan. So there'll always be a need, but it won't be at that scale. People will always appreciate what it is we do, and I've tried to figure out how to, you know, integrate that in, and the best way is in terms of just like logistics and scheduling and efficiency on that end, right? Not necessarily with production and making the product. It doesn't work. Right?
Yeah.
I don't have the millions of dollars to have robots in there, you know, doing all sorts of stuff. But it's also, it's a labor of love. It's not for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, you're in the fitness. It's your thing. It's not for everybody. Working in the kitchen is not. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for everybody. You know, and so it's a passion.
Yeah.
It's a passion. You know, and you feel it.
Where do you ultimately want to see that get to? You like, is it what you're doing now on a day to day? Is that where you're at, or do you aspire for more?
I would like to grow the business to be able to go to multiple cities and, you know, own the state of Texas.
So
right
you're just
now,
in Houston?
we just do Houston. We're all over Woodlands, Pearland, Katy. I would like to turn it into something where we have, you know, cake and bacon coffee shops. You know, where our product and stuff that we don't currently offer, you know, be able to offer that sandwich program, buy our product, you know, and this thing would be a good fit, you know,
Yeah, I like
and get
that,
five or, you know, just 5 or 6, right? It's just another iron in the fire.
Hey, you know, there's a gym opening up. You should probably put one right by that gym.
I believe there is one right by that gym.
Yeah.
One of our customers.
Hey, man, don't say too much on this thing.
It's okay. There's 5 of them.
Okay. They still can pinpoint a location.
Hmm?
They can still pinpoint a location.
Maybe.
Yeah, we might have to cut that one out.
Maybe.
That was the
They will now if you keep.
That was the response. Everybody's like, "Where is it at?
Where's it at?
Where's it at? Oh, come on, where's it at?
You're moving to Katy? What the fuck, man?
It better be closer to Sugarland." And then, you know, I was talking to Priscilla about it. You know what? Priscilla had a good point. Everybody should just be happy and thankful that we got to this point, and quit saying if it's going to be closer to me or
Well,
not.
yeah, some people are spoiled, right? Like all the people in West U, right? Because I'm assuming you're not moving a block away, right? Maybe. maybe have another one. But some people are spoiled, right? Okay, so you got to travel a little bit.
Oh, they're definitely spoiled.
You know, so be it. They'll come. They're coming.
Oh, they're gonna come.
They're coming. I mean, regardless.
Dude, this
they
is
might
gonna-
bitch about it a little bit, but
Dude, this is gonna be. I'm not just saying it because it's ours. We just got done Friday with Dustin from Sornex, designing more of like the actual gym. Because we walked in, and I don't want to talk too much, but fuck it, I'll have Staj on too eventually. And it's tough to see the vision, and when you first walk in, especially like finding the property and then all the obstacles we went through to get to this property that we got, like a lot of obstacles.
Yeah.
We were fortunate enough to not to have $3 in our bank account at least.
Yeah.
And this is our second business venture, but it was just like, okay, now that this is ours, let's piece it together. Turf here, racks here, no, and then
But that's it though, right? Because you got to find it, and you're like, all right, we got it. Now you have space,
yeah,
right? So mapping that out, that's the fun stuff.
yep. And then
Right.
that's what I was falling back on. I'm like, I made a daily dose about it too. I was like, I got there, and you'd think there's this like satisfying feeling. Oh, we got the gym finally. It's not that feeling, dude.
That
It's-
moment lasts that long.
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
that long.
I think
we got
so.
the gym.
Yeah, and
Next.
it really is a next mentality. Like maybe because we had to go through so much and it burned us so much time.
Yeah, that's what happened to us.
Starting in November and basically September, finally solidifying it and being a waste. Like I'm a huge big part of my life now is time wasters. Like I get things take time, but even with this one, it took 2 months to negotiate this, and it was like we're waiting.
You can't get disheartened.
Yeah, I
either.
know, and it's just like.
And it's tough.
You got to fall in love with the process, understand the process, but like when the time's ticking finally, because thank God we started early in November of 2024, because if we didn't, I don't think we're talking about a gym right now.
Probably not. You
But
know?
those are the things you got to rely on that eventually become the story that you can tell people one day. Oh, we had to go through this, this, and this. But anyways, seeing it and then finally piecing together, and like it's like riding a bike. Oh, this is gonna go here, and I'm doing it right now. This is gonna go here. There's gonna go here. This secret thing is gonna go here. This secret thing is gonna go here. Just dude, it's so.
And
sick.
Sornex balances that out, right? Like
Yeah,
because they build gyms too.
yeah, and that's why I laugh.
And flow.
Yeah, and that's why I laugh. And I shouldn't laugh because I'm very grateful. I'm very humble. I'm very appreciative. But at the same time, I always tell people all the time, we don't run a gym. We run a business. And damn, it's coming down. As you can know, like I would like to get your thoughts on that when you first walked in and what the place was. Like, damn, that's a sick ass gym. But strategically placing things in a way, not just grabbing a piece of equipment and putting it in the gym. Everybody told us, just open up a warehouse, man. Find some equipment online for sale and just open up the gym. You'll still have success. But we weren't on that realm. We wanted to be detail oriented. We wanted to be a certain way. And, getting back to that, we run a business, not a gym. Everything is done proper. It's done right. Colors, lighting, like it's a whole thing. Like this is Sornex. We're powered by some of the best people in the industry. It's like, it's laughable to me. Like when
Right.
people try to even compare or do what we do and that's why we're the tier that we're at. Like you're around those circle of people, not Alan Palick. He was actually supposed to, Alan, you're actually supposed to be,
Is he here yet?
Alan was supposed to be,
Is he on the
matter of fact, that's Alan
There's
today.
Alan.
Alan's Dwight today. Alan was supposed to come on, but he was afraid. Or what was the situation?
He wasn't feeling it.
Wasn't feeling it. But Alan, this show
We
will
love
be
Alan.
this show will be going on hopefully until December. Alan's working on some things, and God willing, he'll be able to get to where he needs to be, and we're gonna sit him in that chair and talk about this podcast. Alan,
I totally support that.
we all totally support that.
I totally support that.
Anyways, putting that gym together, it's gonna be sick, man.
It's and I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you, bro.
Because
And we appreciate your
I saw the
support, man.
struggle because I went through the same thing, right? Trying to find a place, and then it's, trust the process. And you got to believe, and yeah. That's all fine and dandy. But when the clock is ticking, it's very different. And then, you got to set it up, right? And you got to execute day in and day out. And coming into your gym, it's like nothing I'd ever seen, and a lot of it is atmosphere, right? And personality and attention to detail and flow,
Oh yeah.
right? Things are set up to manage flow, and you got 30, 40 people in there doing a variety of different exercises at the same time without having to run into each other. That's not easy to figure out, like at all, and to change it every day. Yeah, it's a science.
It's cool to hear him say that because I only get it from what we do. Like, I think this is how we're supposed to operate, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are just used to it, and that's the service you're supposed to get. But hearing you from a guy who comes 7 days a week, damn near, hearing you say it that way, it means a lot to us because that's why we operate the way we operate. And Badshaw and Cole and Halima and now the interns, they put so much effort in setting it up.
Yeah.
And you said it, 30 to 40 people, and making sure nobody hits each other. And that goes back to, like, we're not a gym or
That's
running
part
a
of the
business.
experience, though,
Yeah.
because if they're running into each other, it throws them off their workout routine. Like just a subtle bump out of the lane, and it could mess up their workout for the day, and their day's ruined, and they go home and they're grumpy, and there's a lot you got to think, into it, and it takes a lot, and you have to tweak it as you go, right? It's not set in stone. You can make subtle tweaks.
Yeah, for sure. And then, during that time, how much did you lost a shit ton of weight with us, right?
Yeah. Badshaw showed me a picture.
Oh yeah, we were talking about.
Oh my God.
What I
was
look like
245 pounds.
and what you look like. We'll put that picture there, Aaron.
Yeah, I was 245 pounds. And, going back to moving and COVID, drinking a lot, eating, working out, but my workouts, they were more about getting in there to bring me down so I could manage throughout the day, right? To release the stress and whatever else was going on in my life, And I was just I was on a hamster wheel constantly, just coming in and doing it, getting no gains. I was getting stronger, but, I wasn't losing any weight, right? And then, I went through a few things, right, recently in the last few years, and I lost 45 pounds, from stress. And now my workouts are more difficult because I don't have that stress anymore. Like, I don't work out the same, right? I don't come in there like a lunatic like I used to, right? You guys were very gracious in keeping me around for that, and I do appreciate that because it meant the world to me. I don't come in there now to just go absolutely to the wall, because I don't have to. Like, I'm in such a better place now. So to shift my mindset in the gym, I still battle it. It's difficult, because I don't have to anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I'm here. I'm 205.
Abs.
Abs. I got abs. Evan's working on abs. He doesn't do sit-ups, but he checks his abs every day.
That's right, man. That's the generation. Man. Hey, man, I'm gonna check my phone.
And see, there you go.
I got abs.
And it's been an experience. Yeah, and I just work out differently, right? And I just found a different path, to do it in.
Yeah, and that's why I was telling even Warren, like he mentioned, like you got to be a different motherfucker to want to come in here, and it's like the circle of people. It's at Congo.
Yeah.
The network of people it's hard to describe it. It's just like.
You wouldn't look at some of these guys and think this is the kind of gym they go to.
Yeah.
At all.
And it's like we joked about it at the very
and excel at it.
Very, very beginning. It's like the League of Shadows. Like, who are these people? But everyone's at a high performer. And it's like, and then it's like this spider web of people that's all tied in together.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why I get back to like, you talk about us being gracious to you, but we knew at the same time, and that's what separates us from everybody else, like how important Congo is in everybody's lives that come to Congo. It's not just a regular gym. It's like you went through obstacles, and I firmly believe without Congo, man, you may go the other way.
Yeah, not good. It would not have been good. Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
And we take pride in that. We always say we want that place to be a place of peace for the client, you, me, and everybody. And I think we try to bring that every day, no matter how bad someone's day is. I think when you come into our space, we do our best to lighten it up, whether we know you're going through something or not going through something.
Yeah. No, and it's hard. I remember I saw, it was one day, and I was in the gym, and you were just sitting in the office, right? It's like a Saturday, and it was like the calm before the storm. Like I just saw you sitting with your glasses on, just leaning back like this, and I could just tell you're mentally getting prepared because of the amount of energy you bring, but have to have running that place.
Yeah.
You know, and that was just another angle of what it is that you do and how you prepare.
Appreciate that,
You know,
man.
I've seen you taking naps at 1 PM. You know, on the tables in the back, right? Because you're up, we're up 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'm not out there lunging.
Yeah.
You know,
And I've gotten to a point now, like, I kind of hide when people say that now because I look at Taj and I look at other people with kids and life, and it's like, my schedule's not that bad. But when you say it the way you say it,
maybe, but that's not really fair though. I mean, everyone's got their own stuff.
yeah,
Right, and I think comparing it to others is a disservice to yourself.
Yeah.
Right, like yes, you know, Tosh has 2 boys, right, but that doesn't make what you do any less important of how you have to operate and get yourself up and ready and going. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
I definitely got a
it all
routine.
comes. There's give and take, right, and everyone fills a role, but I think it's equally as important, right?
yeah, and that's like weird. I was thinking about it before. So I was telling Kiati, I was like, I'm flirting with this whole thing of life and death. Like, dude, you're born, and then your time starts ticking. And like,
So much to do, so little time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like that's starting to hit me now. And it's like even getting the new gym, I had my 30th birthday, and I said, then these next 5 years are going to be huge. I got to make sure these 5 years, and like that, I was gone. And we did so much to be able to just start and find the place and open it. No investors, no nothing. Be able to do that. And then Bacha, Halima, and Cole to take the leap, and us to tell them we don't know if we're going to be able to pay you. And they still come anyways. And then they're volunteering their time.
Yeah.
And we're just piecing it together.
But they buy in.
Just like that. You're just like piecing it together,
Yeah.
piecing it together. And those little pieces over time. All right, now you get a paycheck. Now you get a paycheck. Now you get a paycheck. Now you get a raise next year, the next year. You get a bonus. You get health insurance.
Sure.
It's small things. We're not at a point where we wish we could take care of everybody where we need to, but we're a slow, steady growth.
But you have to aspire to it,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
And it's just like, I think we do better, like The Rock says it, when your back is against the wall, you got no other choice. And Shawley said the same thing. It's like, dude, he had to take himself damn near to losing everything or not having anything to find out if you really want it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, this is it. When we started, we had to go for it. I mean, it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, and when you start a business, you know, there was a point where I had an opportunity to buy out a restaurant and go in there, and I was told I wasn't ready.
Uh-huh.
And that really pissed me off because, I thought I was ready. I wasn't ready. And so I had to go back into the kitchens, and I just, every day I would just anger and just I was so upset. And that's what, drove me day in and day out. But they were right. They were right. I wasn't ready. But when I was ready, you're ready. You go for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Back against the wall, whatever. You just come flying out of a cannon.
Yeah. See, he said anger, Aaron. I'm on my preach moment is everyone says, Dose, you got to get that hate at your heart. You got to get the anger at your heart. And it's like I'm at a point now where I'm having a successful business, hopefully another successful business. It's like, no, motherfuckers, you need that hate. It's like, don't ever lose the hate.
You do, but to a point, there's a healthy amount of it.
Yeah, I agree.
It is what that is. Because now, and opening my business, I was fueled by it. Like, nobody believes in me. Nobody believed in me, right? And, all right, watch this.
Mm-hmm.
And every day. And then soon enough, it's like, you're doing it to prove somebody wrong, but that's already happened. You need to do it for why you're doing it. Family, a living, life, right? And that's important too. Going back to what you were saying, when you're starting out or, as you're going, it's hard to step back and self-grandize. Oh, I'm doing a good job. I would never say that to myself. Yeah, and it's weird when people say it to me. I can't accept a compliment.
Yeah,
But
I'm the same.
to be able to step back and enjoy each step of the process instead of just blowing through it, I think is important.
Yeah.
And enjoying that with the people you're doing it with.
Yeah, and it's funny how the vision's changed, even with you, how you mentioned who you're doing it for. Initially, we were doing it for us to open up the gym for us.
Yeah.
And now that vision has changed to something so much bigger. Now we have to take care of so many people. And going into this next phase of our life, how I said when I was 30, these next 5 are important now, and I hope we're still rolling in 5 years. To be able to be like, we did what we said we're going to do again.
Yeah.
And I take pride in that.
Yeah.
It's not a date on the calendar. It's more of like, we said what we're going to do, and we're going to do what we're going to say.
It's a direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't see it. It's just out there.
No. And it's like, it goes back to the whole... One of our sponsors is Stevie Warren, your Houston real estate pro and fellow Congo warrior. Listen, you don't come to Congo for easy workouts, and you shouldn't settle for a pushover agent either. When it's time to buy or sell, you want someone who can handle the heat and fight your battles. Call Thebe. If she can survive Congo, she can handle any real estate hurdle. Save your sweat for the gym, not your real estate deal. Call Thebe Warren. I think it was one of the motivational things I was listening to. He's like, I can't see the fog. He was like a Navy SEAL or something. He's like, I can't see the bunker in front of me or anything. And then the lieutenant goes, can you see what's in front of you? He's like, I can see 1 foot in front of the other. Take 1 foot in front of the other until you get there.
Yeah.
And as corny as it is, it's just the fucking truth.
But it's the truth.
And then that's why I say, like, people think we're crazy in how we train and do things, but you know, you talked about the energy I put in and the times I wake up. It's like, because that's what's required to get to this thing we can't see. But we know what we're supposed to do. But this fucking thing over there.
No one wants to go to a fat trainer either.
That too. No, we got to end fat trainers.
I mean, honestly, another reason that I come to that gym is because you guys live it, you know, and you show it, right? And people respect that, and I that's who I want to be trained by. Somebody that's, you know, someone's in their third dream. You're out there lunging,
Facts.
you know, a mile, right?
Facts.
And it makes a difference. It's all of it.
And to me too is like, I take pride in being your guys' trainer, knowing that if how I push you guys, get that shit up my we gotta push, right? I take pride in like, okay, I tell you guys, but if I'm running a half marathon or if I'm training and you guys see me out there, be like, that's my coach. That's our team. That's the gym I work out at. Yep, that's them. They, them. They, them.
Yeah, they, them. Yeah. I like being out in the park because I know you're out there running like a fucking gazelle, and you'll lap me, and there'll be a bunch of people around, and you'll, you know.
But the crazy...
Throw deuces up there, and I'm like, yep, that's my guy. He knows me.
So this is So this is the process that runs through my head when I see a client out there. I see you like that. I'm like, all right, that could have been a mile and a half or whatever, right? Where I was at. It's fucking 100 degrees. It's 90% humidity. I just saw you out there doing the casual cake and bacon.
Yeah, I'm going out there more for like vitamin D.
Yeah, for sure. And then I know that I'm gonna see you again. It's like, okay, he saw me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but now I know he's out there. I really got to live up to what I do. So I better fucking finish.
Yeah.
I better come out.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
I mean, you gotta get up every day.
It's not easy. And it's like I'm listening to all these people with their fucking excuses and their ice baths and their saunas and their recoveries and their recovery this and I need time for this. And it's like, the reason why we're different, man, is because we have access to all that stuff and we may do some of that, but it's like, we got no fucking excuses, bro.
But you also train in a way that's about your body as a whole, right? When everybody else is, oh, I got recovery in the same, they're not taking care of their body at the same level that you are, right? Diet, you know what I mean? Sleep. I mean, so it's easy for them to, like everybody else, pass judgment.
Yeah, and I'm just,
you know, and make excuses. Oh, he doesn't have kids. So, how bad do you want it?
I know.
How bad do you want it?
And I get sick. I'm starting to get sick and tired of these people because they're these high rocks gurus or they're whatever. And it's like, dude, I just did a mile weighted lunges in 90-degree heat with a hoodie on. And I just ran. I guess it's not me boasting. It's me putting in like the level of like intensity I push at. Just ran a 5:48 last mile of a 7-mile run at 90% humidity yesterday in the morning. Anyone else is like, oh, my legs are sore and I can't do this today. And it's like, no, because you know why? You're going to see me deadlifting Saturday morning, and I got no excuse not to be pulling the same amount of weight as you.
Yeah.
Whether I ran 6 miles before or a mile lunges or did a PR on the Versa what's expected of me and what you guys expect of me is expected, so I'm gonna do it. And I think when people can change their mindset to that, it's corny. You feel no pain. You get to a point where like it's normal, and then that's why I'm like you, Alan, Dan, all these people that come in 7 days a week. Oh, isn't that too much in your body? Isn't that this? So, no, I think it's more about yeah, we're training physical and we're training to look good, but it's a mentality.
Training mental.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And all those guys in there are high performers, Alan.
Alan.
You know what? This is going to be a free sponsor for Alan Fallick. Hey, man, go and hit the sponsor for him for his pool company. Go.
What's the name of it? Alan Fallick Pools?
Grab that hat right there. Alan, this is for you. Hit it.
Pool Sure. If you need chemicals for your pool, no matter how big your business is, you need to call Alan Fallick. He's the best in the business. He's amazing. He's an athlete. He's a family man. He's got 3 great kids, a great wife. He's Jewish too. He's amazing.
I'm just kidding. Are we still okay, Aaron?
Yeah.
But yeah, the mental side, and I'm like, and that's for anybody. You have it. Like that's why you're at Congo, because you had to go through so much shit for your business.
Yeah.
Like attracts like, man, and it's like, when you go through this stuff, that's when you know you're doing something special. Just like with you, when you had those hard couple years.
Yeah.
You're separated.
And you're doing it. And the thing of it is, I was alone in dealing with it internally to a level, but also I wasn't alone, right? Like I had a small group of friends that kept me in my lane, right? Which was a good thing. And him and his brother were, one of the biggest things that keep me in my lane too. There's no time for it, right? But to be able to go in and people knew something was going on, right? And surround me and be supportive in any way without actually having to say it or talk about it, and just be there in the gym, and pushing themselves to get me to push myself was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get that in a lot of places.
No, you don't,
right?
man.
The community of people in that gym is special. There's some really great people in there. I've got, really good friendships in there. Leeds and Megan, for one, they were tremendous, and you get personalities. Stingray, right? He's a great guy, and then you got, you got little Zach, you got big Zach, you got all the names, for everybody. And they're just great people and it works.
And I feel like we've created, how high school was, where you get to like see somebody during lunch break, or, you get to go to an event and game. I feel like Congo has become like that little piece of excitement for everybody. Like Saturday, right? It's like, oh, Leeds is going to be there. You're going to be there. Or you're going to be like, it's like this little piece of like everybody can be a child again. Even though we're strictly business, we're operate, but it's like
we're cutting it up.
Yeah, it's like, dude, we're training hard, but like, look at this environment we've created. And then that's why I'm like, dude, you can't copy culture. You can't replicate energy. You have to live it and breathe it, just like bread. You can't copy formulas. You can't try to outwork it if you don't have the drive to do it.
No.
And you definitely can't be in it for 15 plus years.
No, you have to do what the others don't, right? For us, send us a price list. No, we don't do that. I don't sell my product on price. It's consistency, quality, and customer service. That's what we hone in on.
Consistency, quality,
and customer service.
Okay, it's not the KKK, it's the CCC.
Yep, CCC. Yeah. And that's what we do. It's different.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And in this instance, it's hard to 10x that, right? So you go back to saying, what do I want on a grander scale? Well, if I could get a cake and bacon coffee shops and put it in another city, right? A lot of people that do that, they just get their product frozen and it gets shipped out. That doesn't work, right? For us, we would want to tie into a smaller bakery that does what we do on a similar level, right? It doesn't have to be the same, but it's very similar, and do that, right? It's hard to replicate what we've created.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out how to grow and create revenue within what it is you do, and I've seen, all of you try to figure it out, and over the years it fails, not fails. This obviously is working very well.
Thanks,
right?
man.
The subs, that's huge.
Huge.
Badshaw is absolutely killing it in AI and watching everybody come into their own, right? And it's to be able to watch that, and watch the process from the outside is really cool, and draws you in further. Yeah.
That means a lot, man. And I know it means a lot to them. I think it's like the unseen hours that no one understands, that the overnight success happens or the gym happens. And it goes back to everybody has a role. Badshaw, Halima, Cole, Stodge, Jen. Like, without them, none of this is possible.
Right.
None of it. Like,
right.
The subs don't happen. The clothing, dude, Taj gave me like 8 shirts yesterday. I just keep stacking them up. And I'm like, dude, I don't even wear... the only clothes I have now.
I'm an XL, by the way. If you get, if you want to dish some out.
Let's see, what time is it?
Just saying.
Priscilla!
I saw somebody wearing that brown one in a post.
Priscilla!
Some girl got it sent in the mail. I was very upset.
She must not
It's like,
be
who
here
is
yet.
this person? She's not at the gym.
Anyways, I'll get back to that one.
No, but it takes an army.
But yeah, like, dude, I have my own clothes. The only clothes I have are like my retro, like when Nike came out with the cool Tebow nose. I have the Tebow nose shirt. I have the retro LeBron stuff that was Nike Dry Fit, and wrestling shirts and Walmart branded Halloween shirts. That's all I have.
All I wear is this stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's so sick.
I mean,
what am I gonna wear today?
sports games, practice. I mean, I just wear it all day.
I know. I've seen people.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I see pictures from people randomly. Yo, spotted Congo, and that was early on. You were at the Little League, Post Oak Little League. Was that you
Bel
guys?
Air Little League, yeah.
Bel Air Little League.
Yeah.
Congo hat.
Congo shirt. What is that?
Oh, Congo
What is
hoodie.
that? It's my
And
gym.
then the wives are wearing them. They don't even come to the gym.
Yeah.
That's what we were wanting. We wanted this to like transfer. Didn't have to be a gym. We wanted
It's
this
just
to
out there. And
it's
people
just
know
out
you
there.
wear it with pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes back to like brand building. You can't fake
You can't.
brand.
No.
Like, if you want to be
You gotta own it.
successful in
You
whatever
gotta
you
own
do,
it.
you got to go all in. You got to own it and be authentically yourself. And that's like what Warren talks about all the time is, dude, I'm not going to change who I am. And we may not be for everybody. We're not. I'm not going to change my intensity. I'm not going to change, if I'm here and people don't like it. Like, one, it's my business.
Yeah.
I'm going to be damned if someone tries to tell me how to run my business. And I'm
Isn't
getting to
great
that
when
point.
people do
right?
that?
I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Funny, I just thought of this. I was watching Instagram popped up and it was Michael Jackson and Eddie Murphy, and you're gonna get what I'm saying. Michael Jackson couldn't put the thing up, and he had the Grammy or the VMA, and Eddie Murphy's there, and Michael goes, "Hey, can you put this down for me?" And Eddie's about to start doing it, and Eddie goes, "No, you can do it." He's like, "Come on, Eddie." And then Eddie comes on. He's like, "Yeah, I think it's broke." He's like, "Michael did it so elegantly, telling me to move the mic as if I was his assistant." And then I'm like, "Wait a second, you ain't no goddamn assistant, but move the mic yourself."
Yeah.
So there's been times where I'm like, maybe I should listen. And I'm like, no, it's my fucking business. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna do it.
Sure, everyone's got an opinion and listen, but the minute you start to become unauthentic,
Yeah.
it will crumble. And people will use that to attack you and everything else. It'll just go to shit, right? So you have to stay true to yourself. You have to feel it. If it doesn't work, getting pushed into, leaning into being uncomfortable is one thing, right? But not being authentic is a completely different.
Mm-hmm.
That's completely different.
Mm-hmm. And then for anybody else out there that's wanting to pursue business or a podcast, but they're watching wrestling on TV right now, Hulkamania going wild. You got
I'm into flexing.
You got to not care. You got to not care what people think.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what people
and
think.
And you will not ever please everybody. It doesn't work. I've tried.
No, it doesn't work.
Tried.
It's absolutely useless.
So there's no point.
Because every time you do that, they move the line.
Mm-hmm.
They move the goal. Oh, you did this? No, it was really this. No, it was really that. Fine, you know what? Fuck you.
Yep. And if
I ain't got time for this.
And if you stay true to that, there's so much more growth after that. I know it may seem hard initially, because like people start this journey with you, and then you remove yourself from. You're like, damn, they ain't even there with me anymore. But I go back that to Seasons and Reasons. It'd be cool if they were along this journey, but there's always like elevation of people in life, and you're climbing this ladder of time because it's this long.
Right. But there's a phrase. Some pastor said it, right? You know, if you're a rocket ship, you know, not everybody's meant to be on the journey.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you take a rocket ship and you got boosters, you know, those boosters and friends will take you up to a certain level, and then they peel off and the rocket goes on.
It's pretty good,
Right.
man.
Now, that was probably the most uneloquent way to say that, but it's true. Not everybody, people are put in your path specifically for a reason, right? Some for the long haul, some just for the moment, and you take what you can and you move on, you know? And that's a lesson, you know, I had to learn the hard way too. You know, I didn't get that, you know, and it's important, right? And it's not personal, but it is important.
Yeah, and you said that, but it's like, I think if you can really understand what you're saying, and even me, I still learn it to this day of like peeling people off. But if you really tap into that, that's when like really, really growth happens. Like it's hard to say that shit, but and go through it, but like you gotta stay on the rocket ship, man, and
Yeah.
just keep rising.
You just keep going. You just
And
keep
that's
going.
why the spaceship's loaded with the rocket fuel.
Right there. See that? Don't be so shy. Don't be so shy.
So being an observer so far, almost finishing up the pod, what have you thought so far? Something you're interested in, something you're not interested in? Aaron, do you need to give him a mic? Oh, he's already on it. We're going to get the hand in the mic.
Sly, you're so good. You're so good. Yeah. You can scoot the chair over too, right? Like maybe pick it up and not scratch the floor.
Okay. I've noticed this podcast is very conversational,
Okay.
and it's a lot of advice for people
In what sense?
in the life perspective, like business and in entrepreneuring. Is that how you say it?
Entrepreneuring, sure.
Yeah.
Chasing your dreams.
Yes.
Come on in.
It's very inspirational quotes.
We have a celebrity. Priscilla's here. She just got soaked from the grocery. She's pissed right now because I told her to bring a fork and knife. Finish what you were saying.
And it's also a lot of great advice for people. Like if they try to start a business, it not always goes as planned. And what my dad just said with that quote, some people are meant for for short parts and like help you grow a business, and some are meant to like stay there alongside you and help you, like business partners, or friends or siblings or father figure.
Very good.
Mentors.
He was paying
Sorry,
attention.
and mentors.
Is this something that you're interested in pursuing then?
Yes.
Awesome, man. I'm glad you got to be here today.
He wants to take over the business at some point. I told him absolutely not.
Regal Pool. Summer's just better with a darn pool in your backyard. Regal Pools builds award-winning custom pools for families across Houston, made for memories, built to last like America. Ready to get started? Call Josh at Regal Pools and tell him Dose sent you, or see their links in the show notes for more information. Why is the no?
Restaurant industry is not for everybody.
Yeah,
I
weren't
don't
you
wish it.
listening?
I don't wish it upon. I want him to do his own thing, and when he makes his own money, then he can come and start as a dishwasher, and then we can go from there.
I personally enjoy cooking.
We don't cook, we bake, right? So we gotta figure out. We gotta figure out what it is we do first,
We bake all right.
right? So, but a lot to learn. But you need to find your own way first instead of coming onto mine, and that's what I want to support with you.
But you don't just bake. It's a butchery shop too.
Right?
So that's basically cooking.
Butchery is just breaking down carcasses. It's not cooking.
Potato potato.
Perfect.
Just no swine.
I can't wait for him to take over.
No swine.
Sure.
No swine.
Whatever it takes.
There's no swine.
I do pork, goat, lamb, beef. Doesn't matter.
What's your go-to stack right now for the subs? What's your wild and what's your warrior? Your pre and your recovery.
So, I believe the recovery is the sour gummy, or is that the pre?
That's the pre.
So, what's the blue one?
That's Glacier. That's the
So I
recovery.
have Glacier for recovery. Every morning now, I got 2 scoops of like this vitamin powder. It's not Athletic Greens. It's something different.
Uh-huh.
But it's the same scoop as in the creatine. So I get 2 of the vitamin one of the creatine, and 1 of the pre-workout, and then I mix it in the morning before I come to the gym.
It's a primal stack.
And then I used to add recovery to it and just take it all at once. But I found, for me, that it was affecting my performance and it was slowing me down in the gym, adding the recovery. So I took it out and I do it after.
See, I tell people all the time, I was like, dude, our product tastes so good that you ain't got to mix all of it out. Just
I shoot it. I didn't need a water bottle. Just put it in a little glass, mix it all up, and down the hatch. That's it.
That's why I do.
Because I'm drinking a gallon of water every day anyway.
That's why I never take it to the dome, man, because it tastes so good.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't take anything to
Well,
the dome.
that was a different brand then. Now it's more refined.
A lot
It's elegant.
more refined. It's beautiful, man. It's a blessing. I mean, I'm so grateful. People I get tired of me hearing it, but I am grateful. I have my own business. I have my other second business.
That's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
That's not easy.
It's not easy. Again, please keep buying, keep subscribing on those things. We are slowly growing it, and we're going to continue to give back to everybody. And we got some other special stuff going on. And we're a bunch of, the Congoites are holiday people. It could be something coming in October or Monday, because in my world,
Oh God, here we go.
Halloween starts tomorrow.
Here we go. Yep, September.
Decorations are coming out. I just ordered my first decoration because I always like to go to the store, but I had to order this one because it's an order only.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really gonna make this year's
Over the top.
yeah. It's gonna be special, and for all the people out there, Halloween falls on Friday, so you trick or treaters. Is he trick or treating anymore?
They go to parties now, Halloween parties, and they're
never mind.
ragers actually for their age.
Stay away from the Zen.
It's
I know
impressive.
he tried it. First
And-
time,
and-
he slept on the bathroom floor.
Okay, well, we're gonna talk later about that.
Yeah, no, not good.
Anyways.
I don't do it.
Good.
We got some special stuff coming up with Congo Subs and Congo Way via holidays. You can guess what it could be or what it can't be. Congo Gym coming soon. Dude, we appreciate you for, one, staying committed to us, two, walking into those doors, and all your support, because this bond, this friendship, and the evolution of Congo doesn't happen without you and all the other Congoites out there. And, with all the stuff that's going on, everybody thinks I'm this ripped up trainer, and you got to end fat trainers. I'm going to take a big piece of this carrot cake live time just to tell you how good it tastes. Or
There we
it
go.
doesn't taste. You got it there, Bacon?
Not Sly's got it.
No, not Sly.
Gotta get your fruit and veggies. Don't cut through that and slice my finger.
Okay. Oh, I didn't do too bad. All right, here we go. Taste test. Don't mess it up, Dose.
Look, pineapple, Alan, right there, pineapple. Wait for it.
It's missing something. Hold on. That's one great carrot cake right there.
It's pretty good, right?
It's a pretty great goddamn carrot cake right there.
Max's carrot cake.
Episode 44,
4.
Daily Dose, Cake and Bacon, Pastry Thief. Man, that is pretty good carrot cake, I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to all of our sponsors, Congo 20, Legends, Regal Pools,
Poolsure. They're the best.
Poolsure, Phoebe Warren, Diane Ginsburg. Anybody else, Aaron, I miss him?
Sebastian Plumbing.
We gotta get you back. Man, that cake. Should I do another bite for the fans?
Sure.
No, we'll save that one. Anyways, appreciate you coming on, my
Thank you
brother.
for having me. Appreciate it.
Always.
Love what you guys do.
We'll close it out one more time. We'll do it like this. Take your vitamins, take your cake and bacons, turn them sideways. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Suck it.
He got me that time. He won. Daily Dose, like, subscribe, share.